Planet Dolan.
From jumping across wet rooftops to eating vomit at a party, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the craziest things that our boyfriends have done. I'm Melissa, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by EEVEEINUNDERTALE. One night, Shima came home from a long day at work. She showered and went upstairs to meet her boyfriend, who was waiting for her in her room. As she walked in, she saw her boyfriend laying on the bed, licking her cat Firestar. He looked up at Shima and said, "What? This is how we bond." Without saying a word, Shima picked up Firestar and slowly walked out of the room. Number 9 was submitted by Autumn-Pupper. On the last day of school, Snoopy's school had a huge water gun fight. Snoopy had been looking forward to it all week, but she was a bit worried about her overprotective new boyfriend. During the fight, her boyfriend ordered her to stay behind him and acted like her bodyguard. He brought in the biggest water gun money could buy and was waiting to use it on anyone who went near his girl. Suddenly, a sneaky kid came up behind them and blasted Snoopy with cold water. Snoopy laughed, but her boyfriend got really mad and chased the guy across campus. When he caught him, he pinned the guy down and shot him over 10 times in the face at extremely close range. Snoopy and a group of kids stood there in shock as the kid screamed for help. When Snoopy's boyfriend finally let the kid go, he had serious bruises all over his face and back. It was at that point that Snoopy decided she wanted to be single. Number 8 was submitted by SkeletonParade. One night, Ladybot and her boyfriend went to a party. They were having a great time drinking and dancing, until Ladybot's boyfriend had a little too much to drink. They decided to call it a night. When they got into bed, her boyfriend passed out, but Ladybot couldn't sleep. Halfway through the night, Ladybot's boyfriend suddenly sat upright. His eyes were closed and he was still half asleep. Out of the blue, he ripped Ladybot's blanket off her and threw up in it. He then laid back down and passed out like it didn't even happen. The next morning, Ladybot told him what he'd done, but he had no memory of it at all. To this day, he still feels really bad about it. Number 7 was submitted by God808. One rainy day, Dolan and Gooby were walking home with some friends. Along the way, one of the guys turned to Dolan and said,
"I bet you $200 that you can't jump from this rooftop to that rooftop."
The rooftops he was talking about were about 3 meters apart. Dolan didn't want to do it, but he really wanted to impress Gooby, as they just started dating. So he said,
Sure, I'll do it.
Gooby tried to stop him, but Dolan was on a mission. He climbed right up to the first building's roof and actually jumped all the way to the second rooftop. But because it had been raining, he had a slippery landing and badly injured his arm. In the end, he got his $200 and Gooby got to see firsthand why his first name is Danger. Number 6 was submitted by RayWolf16. A few years ago, Doopy dated an artist. At first, he was kind and sweet, but after a while, he turned into a total creep. He kept pestering Doopy for nude photos. When she told him no, he gave the excuse that he was making a comic book about his life and that he needed a picture of Doopy's boobs as a reference. Doopy told him to take a hike. Number 5 was submitted by Anangrymmohealer. One time, Ramona stayed the night at her boyfriend's house. They were about to go to bed.
Whoa, hold up. Zargimba and Ramona are supposed to be Dolan's brother and sister. So, yeah, we fucked up. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. So get your fanfics ready. Enjoy the rest of the video. We fucked up.
When they decided that it was sexy time, Ramona's boyfriend sat down, looked at her, and, with a completely straight face, started narrating like David Attenborough. He pressed his face against hers and said,
"The wild boyfriend wishes to mate with his girlfriend.
And
He begins his courtship by seductively beating his own chest in an attempt to arouse her."
he did this the entire time they were having sex. Ramona can't lie. It definitely got her in the mood. Number 4 was submitted by the Queen Bee 54321. One day, Andy dragged her boyfriend Adam into a lingerie store so she could buy a new bra. She found one she liked and told him to wait outside while she tried it on. After a few minutes, Andy decided to call him into the change room. He didn't come in right away, so she called out again and again. Unfortunately, Adam had forgotten which change room she'd gone into and went into the wrong one by mistake. Andy poked her head out and heard the woman in the next cubicle scream. She slapped Adam right across the face and called out for security. Andy threw her clothes on and came out. They explained it was a misunderstanding, and then they got out of there as quickly as possible. It turned out to be a pretty funny story, but Andy's still bummed that she didn't get to buy the bra she wanted. Number 3 was submitted by GaymerGabe. When Pandora was in high school, she dated the perfect guy. He was kind, considerate, and made her laugh all the time. The only problem was, he was a total psycho. He had an explosive temper that made Pandora very worried. For instance, one time, Pandora and her boyfriend were walking around the playground. Pandora wanted to go on the swing, but there was already a kid on it. So, her boyfriend decided to yank the kid off and shout,
"You're in my girlfriend's swing! She wants to swing there, and she always gets what she wants! Move it or I'll fucking murder you!"
The kid got the hell off the swing, and Pandora broke up with her boyfriend a short time later, mostly because she feared for her own safety. Number 2 was submitted by PINKJEPIELOVESDOLANS 5. One time, Sprincess went to a party with her boyfriend. Everyone there was doing party tricks, so Sprincess asked her boyfriend if he could do any crazy tricks. Her boyfriend got everyone's attention and vomited on command. Princess was horrified, but the trick wasn't over. Her boyfriend then swallowed the vomit and then brought it back up again. He did this multiple times before spitting it out into a cup and pouring Sprite over it. Everyone at the party screamed and ran out of the room. Princess was so embarrassed that she took her friend's advice and broke up with him. And for number 1, I'm going to tell you guys about the craziest thing I've seen my boyfriend do. If you're like a lot of girls in the 21st century, you're going to want to shave your legs once in a while. In my case, I prefer to wax. And as anyone that's waxed knows, it's a little bit painful. I was complaining to my boyfriend about how it sucks to be a woman because there's societal expectations of having clean, baby-smooth legs, and so he wanted to see how much it really hurt. So I picked a spot on his body. I won't tell you where, but let's just say we didn't want the one bald spot to be visible to the public. And then I ripped. He screamed in a way that I have never heard anyone scream before. And let me tell you, he definitely now sympathizes with women. Huge thanks for all the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the most desperate thing you've done to attract someone? Let us know on the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown. See you guys next time.